travel to a faraway jungle to find the source, each having their own reasons. Welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation. Okay, well, welcome back everybody. We're in episode 11 of our campaign. It is not far to midnight. You stand, bathed in bright light from the beacon at the top of Firefinger. Terrafolk bodies lie sprawling on the ground all around you, as you have just managed to kill the final enemy. In the distance, far below, you can faintly hear the scream of Azaka in her tiger form as she slowly falls to the ground. That was her. You survey the scene around you. The top of the structure is covered in vines and shrubs, lit up by the beacon, the fiery beacon above you. A small nest outside where the boss and his consort attacked you from is visible under the bushes. And under the beacon is the brood room, with many pallets and 4 small mouldy chests. At the entrance to the room are 3 dead terrafolk who are feasting on the body of an elf. She still clutches a small piece of parchment in her fist. Right, over to you. Who's up first?
I forgot my name for a moment. she's gonna go over to the elf and I guess have a look at her and the rest of the remains.
Okay, so you take you take what, 10 feet forward?
Yeah.
You move over to the entrance over there and you take a look on the ground. Sprawled at crazy angles and dissected through biting and into 4 separate pieces, the elf lies, dead, her eyes still open. She's clutching in her fist a crumpled piece of paper or parchment which looks like it could be a scroll.
Yana is gonna very gently close her eyes and then try and also very carefully pry the scroll from her hand.
Okay, you kneel down next to her as you make way between the bodies of the bloody terrafolk on the ground. You rub your palm over the forehead and down past her nose, and her eyes closes along with the friction of your hand as it rubs over. You take her hand gently. You can see the knuckles are bruised from where she was either in combat scraping or hitting somebody. The fingers are quite stiff, but you manage to slowly but surely prise them open one at a time. The piece of parchment in her hand is slightly rolled but crumpled at the same time.
She'll open it up and take a look at what it is.
Okay. I wonder, bear with me, I'm going to... you take a look at the note, and it is writing inside. It's written in Elvish.
I'll double check if I know Elvish. I think I do, but
You should.
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm going to send you the note then. You cast your eye over the note and you start taking in what is written on there. As she's busy reading the note, what does everybody else do?
Lunan will walk around the corner and investigate the nest just to make sure it's empty.
Okay. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
There we go.
Oh, wow. That's a hell of a good roll. Okay. A 19. You make your way around the corner to where the Terrafolk leader and his consort appeared. The nest is filled with straw, leaves, twigs, and debris. But as you're walking through it and parting some of the branches, you notice a radiant little shine that comes from beneath some of the debris that's lying over there. You part some of the straw and dig through, and lying on the ground, buried under the nest, you notice a small gold ring and a hammer.
I collect it.
Okay. Are you going to be doing it stealthily, or are you just happy to collect it?
No, I just take it up, not trying to hide it from anyone.
Okay. Right, so as you pick up these two pieces, I will let everybody else see what... Bear with me. Right, that's what the hammer looks like. It's a war hammer. It's gold inlaid with an iron steel brass head, and the handle is made of leather. There's a ring piece on the bottom that you can stick onto your belt if you would be. You recognize it straight away as a war hammer. It looks pretty well made. If you want to roll a history check.
Sure.
I mean, you recognize it as a warhammer used in battle. You can tell straight away it's a dwarven made, but beyond that, it doesn't ring any bells.
Okay.
The other ring that you pick up is a small gold ring, and it looks like it has a red garnet or maybe a ruby inset into the top.
Okay, I will... After I'm done with the full investigation, I will sit down and ritually cast Detect Magic on this, so it's gonna take like 10 minutes, so others can do a lot of other stuff.
Okay, so you're sitting down and doing that. Yelena, what are you going to do with the note?
She's gonna lean over after reading it and to the others and say, "I think this is for a repository." She's focused. I don't know what that is, but it seems to be instructions to get to it, so you don't die. Maybe there's something there. She'll like hold it out to anyone if you can read Elvish.
Can anyone read Elvish?
I can.
I cannot.
I can, but I'm not there.
Lunen's busy.
Yeah, Lunen's busy casting Detect Magic ritually, so head down.
Lunen's too busy to receive your trade right now.
Alright, what's everyone else doing?
I mean, I can read the note, but Dustin was actually trying to get his longbow out and stand watch for now. So everyone could do whatever they wanted.
Okay, so you're standing guard with your longbow. Valrus?
He's going to, for now, slump down next to the wall over there and rest for a bit, catch his breath, and after about 5 minutes or so, probably, unless somebody else goes to the chest, go and check those out.
And Vargo?
Vargo is sticking an eye to Azaka, making sure she can see us.
Okay, you're taking an eye to her. Bearing in mind, it's close to midnight, so as soon as she disappears past the jungle canopy, it's like pitch black underneath. You actually can't see her anymore.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So knowing that, what are you gonna do?
I will turn to the party and say, guys, I managed to save Azaka somehow, but I mean, she's still down there. Should we go or?
No, we still need to find the mask.
That is correct. I mean, I assume the only thing for her to do is camp in the base of the tower, but are we okay leaving her like that?
We should be quick. She might assume we're gone.
I could crawl down there and stay watch with her down there, but then you'll be isolated up here.
Well,
Don't get me wrong. I mean, she proved herself really strong, but I don't know. She might be fine, I think. Just in case, Vargo will pick up a couple of stones from the ground
Mm-hmm.
and use his magical tinkering to light two of them in different colors and changing colors just to catch attention. And the third one will have a message.
Okay.
The message will be, we will rest on top of tower, camp on the base, we will bring your mask in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And what are you going to do with the stone?
I will take a fleece out of the hempen rope and tie the three of them together and really carefully just let them fall from the
Could you,
from
like-
the top of the tower.
cast light
Yeah.
or something on them so that it's.
Oh yeah,
visible.
they are two of them
Ah.
are light and changing colors actually.
Oh, okay, right.
So you're going to drop 3
But-
stones off the top of a 300-foot tower. One of them's dark, but it's got a message, and the other 2 are like flashing lights, changing colors.
But Barris, that do you have the ability to light this thing up?
Didn't one of you do that earlier?
Oh, but I did it with this ability, and it's only a 5-foot light. Maybe a stronger one might be of use. It just so we don't kill our companion by letting a rock fall in her head.
See, does thaumaturgy do anything like that? I don't think so. No, I don't have anything.
Well, what's the worst that can happen? And I will throw them.
Okay. Do me a favor and just roll a d20.
Oh.
5% chance of hitting her straight on the head.
Exactly.
Well,
Mm.
that will. I think that's either really good or really bad.
A 19, yes? Now do me a favor and roll a d6.
You are messing with me. Come on.
Okay. The stone falls. All 3 of them do. And you don't really hear anything else. It's quite dark. They disappear. As soon as they pass past your vision, 60 feet, they disappear. You can see the faint twinkle of 1 or 2 as they disappear through the top of the jungle canopy, and then they're gone. The thick trees swallow them up. As you're looking down, after about a minute or so staring at the ground, you can faintly see one of them flashing red, and then white, and then blue, and then it goes black. The stone seems to disappear.
In
Sure.
any case, we should probably also see to our fellow downstairs.
That is correct. That's the part. You feeling well enough to go down and take a look? Take a look on our bird person.
I'll do it.
Lunan, I would probably say about 10 minutes has passed now. And you ritually cast your detect magic. As you do, you notice the ring in your hand starts to give off a faint magical aura, and the mace itself, the warhammer in your hand, gives off a very strong magical aura. In fact, it seems to glow with holy, radiant, yellowish magic.
Okay. Interesting. But I didn't know the history behind it, you said. Yeah.
Correct.
That's very interesting. I will bring it to it's Vargo that is the wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vargo?
Sure.
Could you take a look at these two? They are magical. Do you have any way of discerning anything more?
I do. I managed to find the materials for that spell on the Ansaru. Do you happen to know what schools of magic are we dealing with?
This one holding out the warhammer has some sort of holy magic, but I don't know the school, or do I? DM?
I mean, it's divine magic, so...
Okay.
And
It's
the
divine magic. And the school of the other one?
the ring, roll a wisdom check, because he's asking schools, which is Arcana, and you've used
It's a part of the spell.
Oh,
Yeah, the detect magic automatically discerns which type it is.
good. In which case, then, the ring is enchantment and protection.
Okay.
All right. Sure. And if you are okay with that, tonight before we go to sleep, I will take a look at them and tell you what I find.
Sounds good.
Roll a perception check, Lunan, please.
Yes. All right.
And as you're busy talking, have you been maintaining concentration on the detect magic spell?
Yeah, I'm planning to keep.
You can remove my aura.
Around with it for 10 minutes.
Alright, in which case you do see through one of the broken mouldy chests in the room beyond, there's a faint magical glow coming from one of the chests.
Dusted?
Yes?
Could you check that chest? I think it has something of magic in it.
Oh yeah, send the kitty cat into danger, sure. Yes, definitely.
Wait. So we check for traps first.
Would these creatures trap the chests?
I think they're definitely capable of.
Bastard is already in there, totally trusting Luna and opening the chest. Oh yeah, you quickened out of the room the second you saw that, didn't you? No. You get back there this instant.
All right. I'm with you. Don't worry.
Excellent. Right, so Vargo and Dusted enter the room. Yarlena, where are you standing?
Just to be clear, Vargo is chasing after him, trying to.
Yeah, I was just probably waiting in the doorway, even.
Okay.
I need just a minute. The cat just scratched me on my thumb and I'm bleeding, so I just need a moment.
You scratch yourself? Oh dear.
No, the kitty did. So I'm bleeding, so just a moment.
Oh, don't worry.
No self-control.
I know, right? God.
He didn't like he or she didn't like the photo you you gave us.
No. That must be some sharp cat.
I honestly wanted to tell you that your cat was pretty, but honestly, I didn't see anything. She was completely camouflaged on the sofa. I didn't discern any of his features.
Yeah, when I first saw that image, I was like, "Is there a cat in there?"
It's a big fluff of hair. I don't see it.
Yeah, it initially does look like it's like a hairy pillow or something.
That until you sit down and it puts its claws in you.
Sneak attack.
Yeah.
Surprise round. Critical hit.
It's a level 20 cat.
Hello.
Oh,
Yes, my cat is level 20.
yeah.
I hope the cat didn't have poison damage.
No. Let's see about that later. But yeah, I'm not bleeding everywhere now. That was actually the prime concern.
If you're immune to tetanus.
Let's add in some realism to the session.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Dusted, you move into the room with Fargo behind you. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna open the chest pointed out to me by Lunin.
Okay.
And if it's a mimic, fuck me.
I'll pass, but I understand. So, the one chest is there. There's another in the corner there. There's one behind, and that one's there. And that's the one that had the glow in it.
Yeah, well, I'm going for that one because that is the one that people have pointed out to me, or Lunin pointed out to me.
Okay, you move straight up to the chest. The chest itself looks like it has been through the wars. It smells a bit rotten. You can see there's cracks in it. The lid seems to barely close at all, and it's splintered around the side. It's not locked. In fact, there's no padlock or anything able to close it at all. Just the lid is closed.
Well, after a little bit of examination, Dusted's just gonna pull two fingers through to the lid, and then try to lift it, just
Okay.
like.
So, with your kitty claws, you slide them in underneath the gaps between the lid and the sides, and you slowly lift it. It doesn't protest. It gives a bit of a squeak and a squelch as the rotted wooden lid lifts up. And inside, you can see a small, pretty manky, dirty, used red leather cloth. It seems to be covering a bundle of something inside.
And Dusted's gonna carefully try to pick the bundle up and take it out where he can actually open it up or uncover it rather than keep it down in the chest.
Okay.
So lifting it out so where I'm standing on the map, so trying to sort of lift it out there in front of Vargo to uncover it.
He wrote that he left, so.
Oh, sorry, yeah, but placing this bundle of items, whatever it is, and then place them down here in front of Vargo, and then try to open the. What do you want to say? The wrapped cloth, yeah.
Okay.
Open it up.
You reach in, grabbing the wrapped cloth. It doesn't seem to be tied to anything, so as you start to lift it, you can feel the cloth unwrapping whatever it is that is covered in there. You slip another hand in underneath and you slowly bring it out. And you lift the cloth to take a look inside. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, and inside what you see is a wooden carved and painted mask that looks very much like a tiger. There is a leather strap bound around the back which would affix it to somebody's head. It looks like a wooden mask of a beast.
What school does it radiate?
Enchantment.
I think we have found what we're looking for.
Lunan, I take that you're inside with us, correct?
I'm standing in the doorway.
All right.
Nobody wants to come in.
No.
There's still this idea that this room is trapped. I mean, Vargo, you're standing in fire. That might not be so nice. Maybe the other side.
Yeah, I will take the chance of Dusted being distracted by the shinies and inspect the chest in search for traps.
Okay, roll.
In my bed, or
Well, you're going to roll an investigation if you're going to inspect.
sure.
Or if it's checking for traps, if you've got, you can always roll a dex check, can't you? But you get a good enough roll, and looking at the chest and the state that the wood is in, there is no way that any sort of a trap would be viable on something so rotten.
Valrus.
Vargo lets out a sigh of relief.
Valrus?
He's gonna squeeze past the Arlena and the rest of the gang standing in front of the doorway and go to the other chest and not inspect it, but just open it.
Okay.
Assuming the creatures that left them here aren't
Alright.
the type to trap.
So, using your tiefling wiles, you slip past Yelena, move straight around the corner, spot this rotted chest on the floor. With confident and boisterous know-how, you just lean over and flip the chest open. Bang! The lid smacks against the stony wall behind it. Nothing happens. But inside, you notice a small piece of parchment, which is rolled up, and the bottom of the chest is filled with coins and some gems. You notice copper, silver, and 4 small red gemstones.
Are they just loosely lying about?
Yeah.
And there was something wrapped in cloth?
There is a parchment.
Oh, a parchment, right. I'll, at the moment, I guess, scoop up the gold and the gems into, I don't know, an empty compartment in my bag so I can later count it and whatnot and look at the parchment.
Okay. Lunan, as the parchment gets pulled out, you notice a small glow around the corner of the entrance. Something else magical has appeared. Valrus, you grab handfuls, at least 4 or 5 handfuls of copper, mixed in with a little bit of silver. Some of it drops down to the floor, chingle, dingle, dingle. You make quite a bit of a noise as you start trying to put handful after handful into your pocket. Anyone else?
Sure, Vargo will open the one on this corner. That one.
Okay. Almost the same as you look in. The chest is practically filled with copper pieces.
Copper.
Correct.
Alright.
It's something.
So someone wants to look at the other one? Jarfuena? Lunan?
I suppose I can take a look. She'll wander in, being very careful about the bodies that are still in there. And,
Okay, so you slowly
open.
tiptoe your
Yeah.
way past Vargo,
Yeah.
past the sodden down straw beddings that are lying all around, make your way to the corner, and You see a very similar chest to all the others. It looks like it's been here for quite some time and suffered just rot and ruin. Are you going to try and inspect it before you open it?
Nah, she's no, she can't do that. No. She'll just open it.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna regret this.
You reach down, you place one hand onto the lid. As you lift it, gives a bit of resistance. Some of the wood crumbles in your hand as the mold and the rot sort of fall apart. But you lift it over, and you look inside, and you can see mainly silver mixed in with some gold and some copper. Coins. The chest is almost half full.
Oh. It looks like they stole a lot of money.
It seems like it.
I honestly didn't expect it for the Terrafolk to gather so much coin.
I guess it's all the travelers they have collected over the time.
So,
I'm asking
Go ahead.
Jarlina, did you investigate this elven woman's belongings or just take the note from her?
I only took the note. It is about a repository at some outpost.
Okay.
She'll like hold out the note if he wants to have a look at the note.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check for me quickly.
Oh
He?
boy. It's
Or she?
Yelena.
not her not her strong suit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's some outpost. Vargo.
So on the paper.
Yeah, I mean you could read it. You have you don't know what a repository is, you know. And as you explain it to Vargo, why don't you roll an intelligence check?
It was me she was talking with.
Oh,
Lunan.
Lunan. Oh, even better.
Oh wait, are you going to tell us that what we just climbed up was a repository all along?
I don't know. Lunan, why don't you roll an intelligence check, please? And are you going
check or
to
or-
read the note
I'm gonna read the note. I know Elvish.
just to yourself?
I can read it in Elvish out loud.
I don't know. It's up to you.
No, I can read it out loud for everyone who speaks.
Translate it on the fly.
I mean, yeah.
I can even do a translation.
Okay,
It sounds like an ad for something.
go ahead. Let's hear your best translation, and roll your intelligence check, please. First.
That feels okay.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
So, do you want to read the note out loud, or are we just going to say you've read it out loud?
We can say I read it out loud. I'm a bad reader.
That's all right. As soon as you start reading the note and translating, two things jump out at you. The first thing is Ruku Outpost. You seem to remember another note that you found on a body at the base of the tower that had a map to Ruku Outpost. And the name, Jorith and Alexia, they seem to both also be elves of the same either party or they definitely knew each other. The body on the ground was Jorith on the base of the tower. That's it.
Bargo will go outside and inspect this elf.
Okay.
Can somebody help me, please?
I'll go and help.
So, not much left. Not much is left of the dead female elf. Bleached and scattered bones sticking out of her limbs, tattered clothing, a torn open pack. All of its contents are scattered around and smashed by the terror folk. For some other reason, they didn't bother eating her arm in the fist that she held the parchment in. And that is about it. You can tell she's an elf because you've still got most of her facial features together. But other than that, any armor, boots, clothing, other than the tattered clothes that she's wearing, seem to have been reused in either the nests on the inside of the tower where you are, or in the breeding nest around the corner. Repurposed.
Bargo will take two of the beds, put them outside, extend one of them, and put the body in over one, and with the other cover it.
Mm-hmm.
And to the party, I will take care of this in the morning if you are okay with that.
Valrus nod.
Okay. So you're going to cover the corpse in some of these, like, beddings.
Correct.
Yeah. In the meantime, Dusted, Yalena, what are you two doing?
Dustin has a minor religious experience with the mask, so just leave him to that.
Okay, so you're busy stroking the mask and going,
Well, not quite Gollum, but definitely inspecting it and figuring out if it's actually made of human features. He's basically testing the story if it is an heirloom mask or if it's stolen from his people.
Okay,
So my snout would not fit into the mask if it was indeed. So he's just checking the depth of the mask with his hand, inspecting it.
roll a history check for me to see if you've recognized or heard or pick up any lore on the mask.
That is a fat 0, actually, because I've rolled a 1 and I've -1.
You know what? It feels like a very beautiful, well-carved mask. The wood itself is quite smooth. It seems to be more smooth over time and through use than down to somebody sandpapering the smooth edges. The colour of the paints is slightly fading, but they seem to still hold a depth of colour in there. It is very pretty, and it's definitely not a tabaxi mask. It's more of an animal beast mask. So if, for instance, maybe you put on an extra 100 pounds or so and you became Arnold Schwarzenegger buff, it might suit your face if you were that muscular.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty trinket.
Yeah, he's just having a little moment with it, definitely, yeah.
Okay, Yelena?
She's trying to count the money in the chest.
Okay. Just
Probably
this
not
one,
going
or
very well.
are you gonna try
She'll do hers first, and then she'll do the others, I guess, if they've left them.
All right.
I can give you a pouch of mine as well then.
Valrus, can you roll a roll 5d20 for me, please?
Mm. So, I rolled 5d10.
That's okay. Roll another 5d10 then. Wow, okay. So, with all of your scooping up, what you managed to put into your pouch is 36 copper pieces.
Ooh.
Then,
Almost a goal.
so you can add 36 copper pieces to your character sheet.
Wonderful. Do the
Yelena,
gems at least look valuable?
oh, they do, but you didn't say that you were going to take them.
I did. I will take
So you see on the account, you're like, wait a minute, I want to just take a few things first.
Yep.
I'll say you managed to get one gem, which is an agate.
Alright.
Yeah, before she slaps your hand.
But you were more mesmerized by the cloth-covered scroll which you picked up and looked at, and then you moved
Yes.
outside. So,
Yes.
Yelena, you start gathering up coins and putting them all together. You start counting. It takes you a couple of times because you get to like 50 and you lose count and have to start again.
Yeah.
More than once. As you're busy on your hands and knees trying to count these coins, Fargo just looks at you and he's like, "They are just copper." But after about 10 or 15 minutes or so, you manage to count out 730 silver pieces.
Oh.
Wait. It's not that much. Never mind.
50 gold pieces. And 1,467 copper pieces.
And you counted that in 10 minutes. How did you do that? Incredible.
Is that -1 intelligence, you know?
And
You aren't sure that this is ever going to be the real amount, but she's confident that this is the amount we found.
She went through it quickly and in the end just decided to guess.
Yeah.
Why are you not working in a bank? It's incredible.
and three small gems, 3 small agates.
Maybe she was working in a bank and she got tired of counting other people's money.
That could be.
All right. Well, in the 10 minutes, Jacqueline is counting that humongous amount of money.
Yeah, all that copper.
Barco will be sitting down, casting Identify on the Warhammer, the ring, the scroll, and whatever the party wants to throw at him.
Oh, I'd like to throw the parchment at him.
Yeah.
To the face.
You
Yeah.
you don't want me to throw
Non-lethal.
this warhammer at you.
Didn't catch that. Sorry.
Nah, it was just a bad joke. I said you don't want me to throw this warhammer at you.
I mean, it's one way to figure it out if it returns to your hand, isn't it?
This is true.
Or if it deals radiant damage.
That it is true. Correct. So Bargo puts out his component pouch, takes the pearl out, and starts mintering the incantation, preparing the place for the ritual. I like to imagine it that as he puts out a bit of chalk and makes a magic circle where he puts all the objects, one by one.
Okay, the ritual spell's going to take longer than the 11 minutes it says on Identify because it takes you 5 minutes to wrestle the mask out of Dusted's hands.
Nobody said anything about the mask.
And as you've taken it, you sort of see Dusted lick his paws and clean his ears and sneer at you in disgust.
And shuffle over here, shuffle away a bit.
And then Dusted helps Yelena count the coins by every now and then swiping at the piles that she's made on the ground. Laughing
Why'd you
to
knock
himself.
over my files? Now it's all ruined.
Good kitty. Luminor Valrus, anything else while that's all taking place? Are you guys just gonna help?
No, I'm just waiting for Vargo to finish so I can ask him a question.
Okay. And Lunan?
Sitting, reading the note a couple of times, trying to memorize it somewhat.
Okay. Vargo, which one do you want to start with?
The parchment.
That will be the mask, actually.
Okay. Right. Do you want me to send you it by yourself, or do you want me to pass it through to the group?
For myself, first.
Okay.
Yalena will give out, like, divide the money up and give it to people. I've put it in the vault how much it is.
Valorous doesn't bother with his 36 copper.
Do you add it to the pile?
Yes.
Gonna interrupt my. Oh my god.
Gonna slowly stand here and toss coins into the pile, hoping to hit some.
Okay, in which case you can round up all the copper to 1,500 copper.
Can't tell.
I
Do
am
that
that
afterwards.
generous.
All right.
So that's the mask.
So, finishing with the mask, Bargo looks at the party at not breaking eye contact. I was gonna say, I don't know what. Not breaking eye contact with the mask. He says to the party, "This is a nice little cute thing. It makes you able to speak with animals. Not to speak with animals, but befriend them a couple of times per day. I'm curious why Azaka wants this.
She said it was a family heirloom, didn't she?
That is correct. Yeah.
Might be more of a sentimental value type thing.
Mm-hmm. Bargo will gently put out the mask and give it to the rest of the party. Let's keep that thing safe. All right.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, let's wrap it up in the blanket or the cloth again.
Before you move on to the others, do you have any more first level spell slots?
I'm afraid I don't. And those Terrafolk were hard, actually.
Figured we could all feather fall down instead of climbing.
I think I will be okay in the morning.
Right. I've sent you the warhammer and the ring.
Did you guys give me the Warhammer?
Yep. They gave you everything, didn't they?
Yeah.
Correct. All right.
I mean,
Ooh.
there's only two people who can use Warhammers, I think, Galena and you, so...
I don't. I can't. All right. This one is interesting. Give me a minute, please. Yeah, I start talking to the party about this amazing story
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not going to say out loud
Why not? Go on.
about about the legend of the good knight Sir Cottley Merskin. Oh wow! But to summarize, this is a really nice Warhammer. It will prove especially useful against undead devils and fiends. This is a fine weapon, guys. And I think I will probably hand it to Jarlena by default.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to use this, go ahead. Go with the things that are in the jungle, this might prove useful.
Does no one else want it?
I cannot use it. Don't want to either.
As far as I know. Yeah.
I think from an OC perspective, we are both dexterity attackers, Elena, so there's not much point. But again, you seem better equipped for Warhammers than I do.
Oh, and one more thing, Jarlena. I mean, we are just meeting each other, but do you consider yourself a good person?
What do you mean by good?
This Warhammer, only a good person can use it.
Hold on, I'm trying to find my alignment. 'Cause I cannot
I guess we will know. I guess we will know.
I half expected you to go like, "How dare you ask me that?"
I don't know where it is on this sheet.
It is on notes. On the notes should be. I
my
think.
God.
Yeah, it's under
Oh, no.
description. So
Oh.
he hands you
Oh,
the
yeah.
warhammer,
No,
and
no.
your hands, you touch it, but it just doesn't seem right to you. You know, it's like when you eat too much curry and you get that pit in the stomach feeling. You're like, yeah, no, it's okay, but it's not for me.
I don't think this will work for me. I think I'm a good person, but I guess this hammer does not agree.
No, I don't like it. What do you say, Lunan?
I think it's a bit too heavy for me, to be honest.
That's a shame.
Unless it has some magical way of making me able to wield this, I don't think I have the skill to do it either.
I'm afraid it doesn't. Well,
Technically, you don't have an alignment either.
I haven't filled that in.
Correct.
I'm on the line.
Lunas is omni alignment. He is every alignment at the same time.
I guess that makes you true neutral.
Agreed.
I can give it a go if you want me to try and use it.
Valrus, you get the same feeling as Yelena as soon as you really see it and it gets passed between you and Lunan. Dusted, it looks actually quite nifty. I mean, you know, it's for battle, squishy squashy warhammer, but when your fingers touch it, they seem to almost warm to it and slightly tingle, almost as if it has the same intentions as you do.
Sorry. I just need a moment. Oh yeah, this is definitely. I was Gollum for the mask. Now I'm Gollum for this.
Is someone shared it with you?
No, not yet. But Dustin is gonna hold it a bit and then swing it a bit in front of himself just to get an idea if he can actually wield it.
My precious.
You've certainly used warhammers in the past in the gladiator pits and the fights. In your background, you've trained with them. But this particular warhammer, you feel like you almost need to spend some time getting to know it before you can use it perfectly.
Patience.
You may need to bond with it overnight.
Attune with it. Okay, I have no idea how to do that as a kiddie, but okay, sure.
Just polish it.
It's easy. You're just gonna sleep with it. so it will do it by
Yeah.
himself.
I'm not a dwarf, okay? Can we just...
Make sure you rub its head all night.
Well, I guess that settles that one up. What's next?
Right, Vargo. So you look at the scroll. It's a spell scroll, so it's good for one use. Unfortunately, you cannot read its writing because of the nature of the class that has written it, but you do know the type of spell that is cast on the scroll. But you won't be able to use it.
This one seems a bit tricky. It's definitely of magical nature. It's a spell, just not one I can use myself. Is anyone here familiarized with nature, more magic in the sense of the wildlife and the White Mother? Anyone?
No one.
You look around and you're like, yeah, no one matches the class description that is required for this spell.
I suppose we can always save this for later. It might prove useful.
Perhaps the guide can find a use of it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Or maybe somebody's backup character.
Oh,
We
dear.
are still quite high up, I guess.
You could always push one of you off and then come back as another character to use the scroll.
This is a lot of
Hush!
it's a lot of potential energy. All right.
And then
And this gem is a garnet, and I don't need identify for this, and I put it in the pile with all the treasure.
what do you put in the pile with all the treasure?
The gem.
Hold on. Oh, sorry, you need to click on the magic item, the last one, the ring.
Oh yeah, sorry.
The
Correct.
gem is set into the ring like it shows on the picture, and that tells you what category.
All right.
So it's number
Ooh.
it's number 3.
Ooh, oh, this one I like a lot. Look, guys, I put the ring to the party. This is a type of ring I used to see a lot in the Citadel. It provides resistance to different kinds of damage dealt by creatures. This one is one of the best ones. It's a ring of resistance is what it's called. This particular one provides resistance to fire and heat. It's a nice item we have in our hands. This one.
That sounds ideal if one was to go to that fireplace that the dwarf was talking about.
I didn't quite catch it. Sorry, what did you say?
That would be really nifty if we have to go to that fireplace the dwarf was speaking about. There'll be no dwarf back in the port. You answer wrong?
That is correct.
Roll a d20 for me.
Which one of us?
You, to see if you remember the name of the place.
Yeah, okay. We have another one. This is gonna be a one night for me, okay? So don't ask me to roll anything.
It sort of just escapes the tip of your mouth, you know. You're like, yeah, you know that fireplace that the dwarf, the albino was talking about.
And then I see the mask again and just fully distracted. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's where we are.
I thought you got rid of the mask and you were thinking about the hammer.
I'm also thinking about the hammer. Like, the mask is just laying on the ground, I think, wrapped up in that...
the cloth.
cloth now, yeah.
Found a new
He's
toy.
like a small child on Christmas
is
Eve, just
forgotten.
taking different objects up.
Yes.
Rude as well. Just picks up one thing, then picks up the other, and throws the last one away.
I mean, new presents, new toys, yeah, exactly.
Typical cat.
Just as you're finishing with the ring, just yanks it out of your hand.
I'm fine.
I haven't touched the ring. I have no care for rings.
I mean, I'm fine. I have my own means of dealing with fire.
Same.
That's the you're now pretty well equipped. I'm happy. I think you're probably the one of us that
I have a weapon that has rejected all of you, and then you give it to me. I mean, that's not a good thing, is it?
I mean, you're gonna be probably the one that needs more help to stay alive. So anyway, what what do we do today? So we
Okay.
rest.
So, you guys rest. I climb down to check on the Arakocra, and I go down to meet her, or how do you do it?
I think
We could all go down there.
we should just stay up here until the morning, till we have all rested.
Why not?
Unnecessary to take the risk of climbing down. If
Why
we can
not?
get down safely later.
Why not bring the bed up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, just shout down the hole.
I mean, it's a bit. Shall we just raise it up here, like tie it to the? I mean, it cannot hardly move itself.
We can lift.
I think the question is, do we want to sleep on top of the tower or go down?
Does it look like it's gonna rain?
Roll a perception check for me.
Let's see.
Oh my god, we're all rolling pretty badly today. Except for Lunan.
So, I mean, Veldris, you take a look at the sky, and as you peer up, it's quite difficult because you're just blinded by the blazing inferno above you. It's so bright you can't actually see past the brightness. You wouldn't be able to tell. You know that it rained that afternoon, but that's about it. Bearing in mind you're underneath a fiery beacon, so where you are is bright and warm.
We might as well stay here for now.
Should we lift Birdman up?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine he might want to leave eventually.
We leave
Wasn't he
tomorrow.
just going to rest and take off?
He might get better rest up here with us.
Perhaps.
And we can keep an eye on him.
I mean, we can if we want to rest, we can do it either here or down there with him. I'm fine with that.
I'd say up here is fine.
It is also quite warm up here. And you can see a lot.
In that case, Dusted, I can go down with you, and we can take our companion here with us. Make sure we protect him, and maybe in the morning he will feel better.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right.
Okay. I'd probably say you guys have now been discussing for close about 45 minutes. Going through, counting all the coins, dishing out the treasure. Don't forget everybody to add your share of the money to your character sheets. Taking a look at the items, catching your breath and everything. And you decide to depart the above here. And Lunan, seeing as you're
Yes.
the closest, you notice out of the corner of your eye the leaves and bushes around the hole begin to rustle. You turn
Who's
around.
there? Yeah. Who's there?
Hey, it is only me. Hey, and you see Azaka, the head of Azaka, coming out
I
through the bushes. I tell you what though, this climb was so worrying for me.
Your climb was
I'm surprised you got back up here, considering we had to pull you earlier.
You know, I have got this fear for the high places. I do not like to go any too high, but oh my goodness, when I fell from the top of this tower, I tell you, I thought that was it for me. You. Thank you, whoever it was, for saving me. Oh. Tell me. The only thing that kept me going up to this tower was my family's mask.
Yeah. As he's speaking, Bargo is. Wait, what? Gone?
Her eyes, as you can see, grow big, and the pupils almost like full immersion over there. Like as she's taking in everything, you can see her like bated breath, waiting to see if you found it. Did you find it?
Oh, don't be silly. Bargo just takes the mask, gives it to her. Here, as promised.
As you pull out the mask, do you leave it wrapped in the bound cloth, or do you take the cloth off?
I suppose I take the cloth off to show it to her.
You reach out with one hand, and with the other hand, like a magician doing his final reveal, you pull the cloth out, and the mask, in the bright light, seems to almost shimmer and shine. And she sees it and drops to her knees. You are my heroes. And she walks forward on her knees and just, yeah, boy, thank you. And she reaches over and hugs your legs, gives you a big hug, and takes the mask, and she's like, I tell you what, this is the only thing left of my sisters and my brothers and my family that I can remember them by. Oh, thank you so much. I am grateful. And she grabs it and hugs it to her chest and lies down on her back, and she just closes her eyes, and she seems to be in dreamland. And as you hand over the mask to her, all of you level up.
Oh my god! Yeah!
Yeah. We just need to find a place to train then.
Oh, fuck, yeah! Oh! Forgot about that. Yeah, that's correct.
All of you
Time to
level
sail
up.
back into the city.
I will. Well, I mean, it depends where you're off to now, obviously, but I will let you choose your feats, and you can have all your hit points if you want to roll them. Obviously, if you have a full night's rest, you will be straight on full health as well, and everyone with exhaustion will be cured.
Full health. Ooh.
Talking about that, remember some of us were under the effects of Ace? Not Bargo, but I think Lunan.
I've got 2 levels of exhaustion.
You'll need 2 rests then.
Yeah.
That's okay, it's only 1 level will affect ability checks.
Oh shit, I forgot about that when I gave the tea to the Aarakocra. Sorry.
The aid will.
I figured the Aarakocra was more important anyways.
The aid will last until the early mornings. After that, it will have dissipated.
That's good.
Alright. Can we say at the end that for the sake of expediency, we take our friend the Aarakocra upstairs with us? Upstairs. I wish there were stairs.
Well, none of you have spoken to him.
Yeah. I mean, we were going to, but Ashaka came out of the hole.
So you mentioned Valrus said something about the Arakocra, and Azaka looks opens her eyes and goes, "Oh yes, he is asleep downstairs. He is so happy he's passed out and smiling. He seems to have succumbed to his exhaustion and just passed out and fallen asleep. So he's resting. If you want, you can drag him up, or you can leave him down to rest.
Does he look stable?
Yes.
All right. Then let's catch up with him in the morning.
So, then the question is, are you all going to be sleeping up here, and will you have a watch?
Yeah, I think so. I can do 2 watches.
I can also do 2 watches.
Okay.
I just need 2 hours, basically.
Yeah, so...
Yeah. I think both me and Jarlena can do 4 hours
Yeah.
of watching.
I can do the
We're
first
on-
4 if you want.
But Lunan, you're exhausted.
Yeah,
So
I will.
you need a
first.
full 8 hours rest to get rid of that level of exhaustion.
Okay, then I will not do that.
You could do the first watch, but then you need rest for 8 hours afterwards. Only basically Dusted and Yelena are the ones who don't require that much, unless of course Yelena needs spells.
But what's it called? The trait is a full rest is 4 hours because of the trait trance.
Oh wait, you're an elf.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Damn you and your elven ears. That is correct, yes. That is correct. You only need half. Correct. Cool. Mhm.
Where do you see your hit die on this sheet?
That is...
Do you see it here at all?
Let's go character sheet. I thought it was at the...
For clerics, it is D8.
I think it is
Yeah,
when you click long rest, you see it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Short rest.
I'll just put short rest then.
Whew. All right.
I'm not going to click anyone's. That way you guys will be able to sort it out. Oh, actually.
There we go, short rest taken.
So I will take a long rest first, and then Jarlena will take
Hey, look who is.
afterwards, so we can overlap each other.
Oh, that bastard didn't roll the dice.
What bastard?
It didn't roll the healing apparently. This short rest.
But the healing of short rest, you select what you want to heal up.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 4.
Yeah, so you click how many of the dice you want to use.
And I didn't roll them.
Okay, that's annoying.
Oh dear.
There we go, 10. Oh, that's a garbage roll there.
That is. Vargo, are you playing with the owl?
I am.
It's just changing all the time. Okay, so I take it Valrus, you'll need a long rest for sure. You need your spells replenished.
And to get rid of my exhaustion.
Azaka's in the same boat as well. Yelena and Dusted are only having short rests, is that right?
I'm taking a long. It's just mine's just 4 hours. Oh, I put the short rest, but for some reason.
elf as well, aren't you? You're an Eladrin.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. These cheating resters. So, you and Lunan will be on full HP, and Lunan, you'll be no more exhausted. Right. What I would suggest then is you can either roll hit points now if you guys want. Has anyone given any thought to their feats?
I don't get one, not yet.
Yeah, I don't get one
I
either.
would
Yeah,
like stats as well.
Yeah, I'm planning to stat up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So no one's going to take a new feat that can.
No.
I just heard Rachel in the background.
That was not Rachel.
Oh, is that not Rachel?
No.
Oh, an intruder. Cool. Well, then if anyone wants to roll hit points...
I'm debating rolling. I'm not sure if I want to.
Well, you can get the average. Which class are you... Yolanda, which class are you going up in?
Paladin.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm
I
going
like
to take
that.
the average. I'll have
Average
more
is higher.
Yeah, I'll have more sorcerer later. But for the moment, I think we need more paladin.
Oh, that hurts.
Oh, please take what you want. I mean, we are fine.
Were you under aid?
Me?
No. Dusted's busy warming up his rolls.
Oh.
Am I? I don't think that was warming up. No.
We're starting
That's
with
just
Yolanda.
brutal.
I'm taking the average for my max. But at least I'm on over 30. Woo.
So your paladin is a D10, isn't it? So you get the 5. Yeah.
Isn't it a 6 for the average?
It's a 6.
It is a 6.
Plus the 1
Yes, I
from
get
your
a 7.
constitution, so you get a 7.
And then I have to think about my oath at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well.
I mean, you might just as well get Blessed Warrior and just get lots of cleric cantrips, and this is just a cantrip hoarding sort of group.
It's up to you. Or you could choose something like completely out there. Let me go to Paladin. I think the Vengeance one I quite liked, but
The vengeance is dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know Galena's background or anything, but there must be something interesting there. They can guide as well.
Yeah, I think maybe Vengeance. I need to have a look at it. I haven't looked at them in ages.
oh, it's not actually on the city. One would need to create a character to go in and have a look, wouldn't you? Let me see. I know I've got a paladin somewhere. Already rolled. There he is.
The Watchers one is also interesting.
Yeah, Watchers is interesting. Crown and Conquest.
I was always basic and chose Devotion. Because I like it so much. I like that defensive aura you get.
Conquest and Crown are amazing, but I think Conquest was the one that is kind of I mean, they are fearful. They are not fearful. They
Is there an oath? Is there an oath of the ballista? Can we have that?
there is always homebrew.
I think I chose in one of mine the Oath of the Ancients. So,
Oath of the Ancients is amazing as well. It has that aura is magic resist aura or something insane like that.
Yeah, it is correct. Yeah.
Where's a list of the descriptions of the flipping oaths? I mean, really, it's not that easy to find it, is it?
The Oath of the Ancients is an oldest race of elves and the rituals of druids, sometimes called Fey Knights, Green Knights, and Horned Knights. Paladins who swear this oath cast their lot with the side of the light in the cosmic struggle against darkness because they love the beautiful and life-giving things of the world, not necessarily because they believe. Sorry, that was just one of them.
A Fey Knight would fit in with your Eladrin background, but again, it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure.
I read them on Wikidot, and the descriptions are there as well, if you want them. Top.
Ah, that's a good shout.
My favorite is actually the Oath of the Watchers. It's actually pretty interesting for Jarlena, at least for what I know from her to this point. I suggest you take a look at it.
Which one was that?
Oath of the Watchers.
Oath of the Watchers.
Yeah, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Ah, that's what I don't know anything about.
You should have access, because I've got the access to it, so you can read it.
I have also linked it in the main chat, the Wikidot one.
Oh, you get Moonbeam.
Right, let's look at Vargo. You're next, while Jarlena's deciding.
So, how do you want to do this? I'm taking average for hit die.
Which class are you going up in first?
Oh, Wizard. Wizard always.
Okay. Always. Oh, okay. So, your HP's gone up.
4 plus 3. So, 7 total.
So you are now on 36.
That is correct. Do I overwrite my HP?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to...
If you go into the edit on your character sheet, you can... Let me just go into the character.
Go to the builder, basically +1 level, sort it out.
So, yeah. If you are okay with if you are okay with that, Stefan, I can level up normally and just don't use the spells that I get.
What do you mean don't use the spells that you get?
Like pick them. When he goes into the builder, he is asked to pick them. He can just avoid picking them.
Wizards get 2 spells per level. I can choose them now, but don't use them until we reach Porting Saru. That way I can level up normally in my character sheet, because at this level I only get spells, nothing else.
You can, well, let me know the spells that you're a wizard, so you're going to need to find the spells, really. You can't just, because they're in a spell book, aren't they? So if
I mean, when you level up, it is supposed that you are constantly learning magic. So
they are kind of inventing it by themselves and by what they have read previously.
That is correct.
If a wizard burns his spellbook, he still has a repertoire that is natural to him, which would be the ones he gets from level ups. All the ones he has added later on with the spellbook doesn't count.
Yeah.
So, in which case, if you choose the spells that you want, you should be able to use them after your long rest, because they should all replenish.
That is correct. Yeah.
I don't see why you want to handicap yourself waiting until you get to Port Nyanzaru, because you've still got to get to Kir Sabal.
I think it has to do with the homebrew, with how we have been leveling up before.
That is correct. Yeah. For the last time, we saved that. Bargo learned the spells in Porting Saru.
So
but however you like.
I will just say, at Kir Sabal, you will have somebody who will be able to help you.
right?
In fact, yeah, there are people that can train you in Kirsibal. Plus, you also don't know what the skill set of the Aarakocra below you is.
So, do I add the spells now or do I wait?
No, add them now. Add them
Correct.
now. I'm not gonna handicap you like that. Because we're also on a bit of a time sensitive mission.
All right.
I was struggling a lot with leveling you guys up now or waiting until you got to like a trainer, but you've reached the first milestone. It's only appropriate you level up.
Right. In that case, I will level up normally.
Yeah, level up normally. And then make the change on your character sheet. Is that you sorted? Good.
Yes, that is correct.
Then let's go to Lunan.
Right. I've really done well when rolling previously, so I will roll now and we'll see if I'm gonna move my character towards an average roll or
Okay.
not. Do you want me to roll it in the chat, or how should one do this?
You can
writing it in the chat.
You can either roll it in the chat, or if you have dice at home, you can roll, and we'll just listen to the sound that it makes and make sure that you're not cheating.
That sounded like a 6. Yeah.
It's a 1. It's a 1.
We'll see if the chat works. I tried to tell it to roll a 1d8. Do you see anything?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I will use that function instead. Then. I probably wrote something wrong. Oh, very average. So I'm adding 6 HP to my character, and I will take an upgrade in wisdom.
Ooh, wisdom plus. You get 2 pluses, don't you? So wisdom and.
Yeah. No, all of it in wisdom I will put. So I will have wisdom 20 now.
Just double check that. I'm not 100% sure if you could do wisdom twice on one level up on the builder.
You can. D&D allows it. Like I just did, and builder allows it.
I mean, he's taking a +2 in wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah, can do that.
I just don't see where their energy points. I rolled a 4, then I should have 36, and then
No constitution bonus.
yeah, I included that. I had 30. Now I added 6.
Oh, got you. Okay, yours has changed to 36. It's just Fargo and Yolena that need to update theirs. And then, of course, you get to choose your spells on your own, because priest. Valrys.
Yes.
Right, so, you said you were taking 1 level in Thief, did you?
No, I never said that.
You said you were taking 1 level in Druid, did you?
Druid. No.
Druid and Sorcerer are an amazing multi-class. Actually, maybe.
Much powerful. Many Druid.
Much wow.
Yeah. Much jungle. Alright, so you're going to go for another Sorcerer class. You're going to level up your stats. Do you want to...
So yes, I will level up my stats.
do you want to roll some HP?
I do not want to roll HP.
Oh, it's a free roll.
It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky for us casters to roll. We are already bad.
It's a free roll.
I mean, a downward spiral of I roll low now, so I'll have to roll next time to average it out. But you know,
Okay, so you're
not
gonna
gonna take the chance.
you're gonna go for the average, yeah.
Yeah,
So what is yours normally, a D6 or D8 as a sorcerer?
D6. That's 4
So
and
4.
Constitution.
And you got +2 Constitution.
Currently, yes.
Oh, that's not bad. That's 6, isn't it?
Yes.
So that rounds you up to 30.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. That's decent. You can take a shot to the face. What-
Perhaps. If it's a low roll, maybe 2 even.
Yeah, as long as it's not a natural 20.
Actually, does if I updated my Constitution, would that also get included, or is that next level?
You'll get 4 more XP because you're level 4. So
Correct.
that counts in automatically when you
Yep.
raise your set.
It rolls back basically as well.
Oh no, I mean like if I made my con into 16, I'd have +3. Would that?
Yeah.
You would get 4 more HP than what you have already rolled.
Okay. Yeah.
So you got 6, but you in reality get 10 when you go to the build and edit it.
Yeah, because it backdates all your other levels.
Yeah.
So you'll add 10 instead, which is
That's if I do this.
Yeah. And then you're a sorcerer, so you can just choose whatever ones you want. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yalena, did you update your hit points on your character sheet?
I've
It looks
updated
like
them.
it.
I have updated them. I think they just haven't fed through to the thingy yet.
So your max.
It says 33 with me. That sounds like max, right?
That's maximum 33, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I think when I might take a feat when I get one and get tough or whatever it's called.
Okay.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, it's my favorite feat. That one.
It is pretty handy.
Wow. Okay.
And at the moment, I think I might go for Watchers, but I'm just having a look at Over the Crown.
Take your time. Shall we move on to Dusted Coal then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's look at your character sheet quickly, Dusted. So you said you were going to take 1 level in Wizard.
No, Fighter.
Are you Barbarian? What?
No, Fighter. Definitely Fighter, so I can get my stat up, yeah.
You're going to stat up in... I'm going to guess you're going to add Dex and maybe Constitution?
Yeah, that would probably be nifty right now.
Do you want to roll, or do you want to take the average?
I already rolled. Let's be fair.
No, I haven't. I didn't tell you to roll, so we're not being fair.
I'll just take average then, just to avoid rolling. My rolling tonight has been abysmal. Okay,
so you're going to take your average D10, so
which is 6.
Plus the 2 is 8, and if you add on con, that's
I get 4 more. So 12 more. Yeah.
Oh, so Dusted is streaking out from the group. That's on 42 is your max, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have to go first in all the traps, so I think that's only fair, right?
Yeah, well, that's why you're taking a level in Thief, yeah?
I mean, we have discussed this. I might actually go rogue at one point.
You could do. I mean, I wouldn't do it right away. I'd do it further down the line.
No, I need a little bit of my fighter skills, like dual attack, at least.
Yeah, exactly. By level, you need extra attack on 6 and an extra feat or an extra ability up, and then because by level 6 you get it twice. The fighter gets double, doesn't he? More than anyone else.
It gets what? Sorry.
You get a feat at level 4 and at level 6, and you get extra attack.
Oh yeah, yes. At level 6, I get an extra feat. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my reasons I really enjoy fighter. Minimum 6 levels.
So I had 30.
You're on.
And 30, I got 8 plus. I need a total of 42. Sorry, it did it wrong.
Do you need help?
No, I fixed it now. There you go. I just need to
Perfect.
change the rolled HP to 30 so it fits. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So the only one outstanding is Yelena, who's going to choose her oath.
I picked Watcher, or whatever it's called.
Oh, you've
Watcher,
decided, have
whatever.
you?
Yeah. I realised that I don't have enough health to take the crown one. I need more health to do it. Because you can take damage from people later on, and I don't have the health to do that.
Yet.
Yeah.
Or you could continue to without the devotion to make magic weapons for yourself all the time.
Oh wow, but Watchers has got counterspell.
It does get
It
counter
does at level 9. Yeah.
But I don't know if I'll get that far, because I don't think I'm going to go that far into Paladin. I need to think
I mean,
about
it's faster to get it as a sorcerer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 levels to it in Paladin. Like what? I don't know what level sorcerer you are, but like 4 levels, maybe up to level 5 sorcerer. It's a little faster.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. I think I'll probably go to level 6 as Paladin. Maybe 5.
Just to get Moonbeam and see invisibility.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
they're really nice.
Oh my god, you have to get to level 6 to get the aura. The aura.
Oh,
Level
you're already
7, yeah.
7.
7
Yeah.
Aura of the Sentinel.
No,
You can add a bonus to initiative equal to your
Oh.
proficiency bonus to
Oh, you're
everyone
the other
around you in
aura.
10 feet.
you get the level.
Yeah.
The aura is at level 6, and at level 7 it improves. But the level
no.
6 aura.
No,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, the other aura for the saving throws.
Oh right, okay. I thought they were Aura of the Sentinel, which is the awesome one.
So many auras.
So the aura gives you plus your charisma modifier to all
Yeah.
saving throws and to everyone within 10 feet of you,
Yes. Yeah.
which is like the best ability of all
It is
of,
very
of
good.
the party.
Our other campaign has 2 paladins, and they constantly give everybody the.
Oh yeah, these auras, they're just handing them out to each other. Like, I have the aura of this, and you have the aura of this, and that's.
Nope. Oh boy.
Wow.
But then you manage having your d20s, and you roll 20s
Yeah.
against your players. So that's fair. Like, it's all balanced in some way or the other.
Yes.
I'm
I do
I'm-
crit a lot.
I'm also playing a multi-class paladin in another campaign, and it's difficult to level up outside of paladin because they only get better and better, which is with each level is
That's
hard.
true. It is difficult. Always like a paladin.
Oh, one question.
Mm.
It's an optional thing, so I need to ask if I can change my fighter stance or fighting style.
I
When I
believe.
level.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but every time you level up, you can choose a different one by foregoing. I think you can swap them out.
Only
think
when
it is-
only when I get stats or feet, I can do this.
Yeah, that is correct.
That's an optional thing, so that's why I'm asking if it's possible.
Well, you've
Not that I'm doing it.
Well, you've got stats already, haven't you? So there you go.
Yeah, okay, but it was but the shifting is shifting
I
it
don't
is an
think-
optional thing. So it's up to the DM to decide if it's allowed or not. That was why I was asking.
Yeah.
What is choosing or want to choose?
I want to replace my fighting style. Right now I had defense, so with my dexterity that gives me an AC of the shield that gives me an AC of 19. But I don't know if I want that point, but I might wait to change it to later. But yeah.
Well, it's up for grabs now. So let's take a break until 9:30, and you can decide. In the meantime, Yelena will decide whether she wants Oath of the Watchers 100% and how many levels of Paladin she's going to invest. And everyone else can choose their spells. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's call it 9:30. We'll come back here for the journey down the tower.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll see you shortly. Alright then, well, if we're having you back, go ahead and roll a history check for those bone carvings you picked up.
Doesn't roll. I will try again. There you go. A low 7.
Okay. Yes, you have a look at the carvings, but they don't ring any bells. Are you doing it like while you're walking around standing watch and whatnot?
Well, I'm thinking next to a fire before I go to bed.
Okay. Right, in which case, while you're looking at them and flicking through them next to the fire as you go to bed, you can see Azaka's interests slightly piqued as you're busy looking at them, and she looks over and she's like, those, they are slightly sacred. Those are the 9 gods of the jungle.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Who are they? What are their names?
So the legend, let me just quickly pull out my brain so I can have a look. The legend, it has it that when Ubtao left our world, he was disappointed with all of the people in Chult. And this is when Chult began to lose its power around in the world. You know, the 9 gods, they then became the new object of worship. The one that looks like the rabbit, his name is Aijin. Kubazan is the one that looks like the big frog with the tentacles. Moa is the one that looks like the snake. Nyang Nyang is the other one that looks like the grunge. You know, the little grunge people we have that are living in the jungle. The one that looks like the monkey is Obalaka. And the one that looks like the flying bird is Papa Zatul. The one that looks like the leopard, that is Shagombi. The snail is Unk. And the angry monkey with wings on his back is Wongo. All of these 9 gods, they are worshipped throughout the jungle by the peoples of Chult. Some of them are naughty, and some of them, they are good, you know. They are referred to as the trickster gods.
Okay.
Every now and then you will find that one of the little servants of the gods, the Chwimba, will appear to you in the jungle. They are like little spirits, and they help lost travelers or people in need, anyone who believes in the gods.
Good to know. I tried to take notes on this, but it was way too quick for me to figure out how they all spell their names.
That is okay. If I'm good and the gods see fit, I might even send you a summary.
Nice.
Let me see if I actually have it printed out already.
I was also too slow because I was looking for the image first.
I do know I had the picture somewhere. Right. I take it everybody else is back then.
I was silenced.
You were silenced.
Yep.
Here
By
we
the
go.
god Ipakolte.
Okay. Okay, I will send it to the main chat.
Nice.
These are the 9 trickster gods that Azaka was talking about. They're the gods that have been worshipped in Chult since Ubtao, the original god of Chult, left. Having lost trust and belief in the people of Chult, he left the land. And legend has it that he took the city of Mesro with him, which is why today there is nothing left behind but a ruin. And after he left, the land of Chult slowly fell into disarray. You've heard one or two of these rumors in Port Nyanzaru, where people have spoken about the 9 sacred paladins that were left in his place to guard the cities in Chult. But they too were overcome and were no more.
I will save these figurines, and Lunan is making notes.
Alright. So, everyone, I take it you've rested, taken your spells, you're all sorted out. You've set up your watch. Fortunately, there is no rain during the night, and your sleep is warm and uneventful. Morning comes, and as the sun rises in the morning sky, the heat from the land you can see slowly starts to burn away any of the dew left on the trees. Azaka is the first to wake up. And she looks refreshed, stretches her legs. She doesn't look exhausted anymore either. Let's take off that exhaustion mark condition. What do you all do?
Shall we?
Shall we what?
Bargo just goes to the edge of the tower, offers everybody a hand.
Should we talk with Arakroa? See
My memory, you're correct. Yeah.
that he's fine.
Yeah, we should.
Who's going to do the deed?
I mean, Bargo will probably tell Arky to just fly quickly down there, just to check that he's there. Only.
Okay, so your little owl appears. Squeak, squeak, flap, 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 or more like whoo, 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 and disappears and dives down the hole. And as you close your eyes and you take sight through his, he flies down and around the lower level, and unsurprisingly, the Aarakocra is no longer there.
I'm afraid our companion already flew up, guys.
I
He's not
suppose he
there.
did say he was going to go once rested. And it should be clear around here for now.
I mean, if he went up flying, he's clearly okay, so that's a good thing, I mean.
Quite. Should we keep moving then?
We should, yeah.
walk up to the edge in anticipation.
All right.
There is a problem, guys.
There's 6 of us.
And
We are,
this
we are
is a-
6 people, and
Yeah.
you can levitate 5, right?
It's a good thing I noticed that before jumping. Yeah.
Groggy from the sleep.
Well,
He said groggy from the sleep.
who's going down by foot, guys?
I will, but only because I'm a natural climber.
I mean, it cannot be me.
So my question is,
Yeah.
how many can you help with this feather falling? I'm asking.
All except one.
So you can do. I'm counting.
5.
How many are we? You can do 5.
5
So-
total, including me, including myself. Correct.
Can you do this twice?
By the time he did it twice, you would have landed already.
Well, someone could
I-
jump.
We can jump
he
in
does it.
groups.
Yeah.
I have no problem in casting this spell twice. It's just a matter of if we might need it later. But if you are okay with that, I have no problem.
My suggestion is that we jump down 3 or 4 of us first. You cast it on us, and you stay waiting until we have landed, and then follow.
Perfect. All right. We can do that.
Okay, so who's the first group to jump?
Oh, I'm already at the edge, so.
So Valrus. Who else?
You're muted.
Oh no. I'll go.
I'll also go. Kitty goes first.
Okay.
Before they jump, Bargo just says, "I have to say, this is a great deal of trust you're putting in me. I appreciate that."
If you do something, I'll haunt you from the grave.
As he says that, I'm taking a step back, standing next to him. I'll jump with you, making sure it works first.
All right. So Dustin Cole's not going to jump straight away then.
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
he is. It was Lumen that walked back. I know that we're both Scandinavian, but this is starting to get racist.
Azaka walks up and she grabs one of your hands, Fargo. I am hoping that we will jump hand in hand going over the side. You know, I don't like the heights. Please, can you hold me?
Sure, go ahead. Lunan, can you also help Azaka?
Or I'll take her other hand.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. So you're gonna burn 2 spells, yes?
That is correct. Yeah.
Alright, so you burn 2 spells, you cast Featherfall on the party, and hesitantly some of you jump off, the rest of you also throw yourselves over the edge, and slowly but surely you all manage to float and gently land on the ground after almost about a minute, I think it is.
It's half a minute, yeah, to land. That is insane. 30 seconds.
What would normally be 2.5.
Well, 2 things. This is the time where the hidden wizard cast counterspell, and we all die.
Yeah, as you're in the air, you pass through a dispel magic area.
The other thing, Arky will be flying around Azaka, trying to distract her as we go down.
Okay. Azaka drops again, screaming. as she falls, trying to swat the owl away, and as it comes closer, she tries to hold on to it to save herself. With her eyes closed as she's falling, she's almost trying to run in midair. Right. After
30 seconds of straight screaming then?
yeah. 30 seconds later, you take your hands off your ears and you realize you're on the ground and she stopped screaming. You're back in the deep jungle again. Let's switch to the land of Chult. Excellent. So, where are you headed to?
My vote is for potentially making a stop at
We,
I
I
never
think,
remember where you put the stuff.
I think we were heading to Mesro, but from the top of Firefinger, we saw something midway. That thing.
Yeah, so
Correct.
that one, and that is the outpost, the Ruku outpost of the letter, where there was a receptory hidden.
Yes, fancy toilet.
I have to ask, what is a repository? I don't know.
Then that means you're playing in character. A repository.
Repository,
A
correct.
repository is another fancy word for a vault.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Voice in my head. Thank you very much.
So yeah, you're off to find the Gotterdammerung.
I suppose we are. Yeah.
Okay. You've broken camp. You've made it off the top of Firefinger. You've completed your quest to help Azaka find her family's mask. And you slowly set off at your marching pace in your marching order. Azaka, as the guide, actually, Azaka takes the lead. She's in the lead, isn't she? Knowing the land, she sets a reasonable pace. It's not the slow 1 hex per day pace. She's actually moving at a goodly 1.5 hexes, keeping an eye out, moving through the jungle, listening to everything that's going on. As you move through the deep jungle, it's not long until it becomes stormy. The clouds roll in and you can hear a little bit of thunder in the air. And all of a sudden the heavens open and heavy rain hampers your travel. You take cover under some palm trees. You set up your rain catchers, drain your water skins in anticipation of them being refilled. As you sit under the palm leaves for over an hour, eventually the rain stops. And with the stopping of the rain, the jungle comes alive again. The rest of the day passes uneventfully. Azaka manages to forage enough fruit and nuts for you during the day. Towards sundown, you come across a small waterfall across your path. It's about 10 feet high, and there's a small pool of water big enough for all of you to either bathe or swim in. A small rivulet leads off northwards, passing under a flat, sandy bank that would make an ideal campsite. Under the falling waterfall, amongst the rocks in the white water, broken barrels and a harness churn on the surface of the water, being constantly beaten by the water falling from above. The rest of the surface of the pool is littered with bits of floating wooden splinters, broken barrels. Through the clear water you can make out something brown, like a sack or a leather backpack, lying on the bottom of the pool about 5 feet deep. Nothing around indicates where these items came from. Right.
Again, I'm sorry. wasn't 100% focused. What did you say we saw there?
There is a waterfall in front of you, breaking into a pool, and in the white water of where the water is landing into the pool from above, there's smashed bits of timber, wood, splinters, all around the surface of the water. You can see floating bits of debris. And near the base of the waterfall, just visible through the white water in the clear water below, you can see something brown, maybe a sack, or maybe even a backpack lying in the bottom of the pool.
Can I move slightly closer and, I don't know, is it light enough to pick up with Mage Hand?
You could try. So you're going to cast Mage Hand?
Yes.
Alright. So, you cast Mage Hand and you send the hand down into the water. Slowly the hand descends, the water parts as it comes underneath, grabbing through the sand and up, and slowly it rises to the surface. In the hand is a backpack. Strapped to the backpack below it is a bedroll. The backpack seems like it's in good nick. It is buckled and closed.
I'll bring it closer and open it up.
Okay. The hand slowly floats closer towards you and turns around so that the backpack's flap is right within hand's reach. You undo the buckle, lift it open, and looking inside you can see a mess kit. There looks to be a tinderbox, 10 soaked torches, and 10 days worth of rations, which are now useless, and a water skin.
A bunch of usual adventuring gear.
Correct.
Someone met their untimely end, I suppose. Wonder what happened here. I put the bag to the side somewhere.
Okay.
Onto the land.
You put the bag onto the rocks next to you?
Yeah.
No problem. Let's put it there.
There a body to be seen anyway?
From where you're standing, no. You can't see a body.
Is the water deep, not deep enough to walk up until where the bag was?
So, from where Velrus is standing in the water, it's about ankle deep, knee deep. The mage hand, when it went down, the water's about 5 foot deep below. A normal human would be able to stand with the water up to his chest.
Oop, we're having problems. Lunan is not being able to see the map. Lunan,
It doesn't work, but you can. I will just work on descriptions.
If you try zooming out a little bit and moving it, if it's come off all black.
No,
Yeah.
I'm getting an error message that it's not loading properly.
Ah, okay.
Could also try a different browser if that helps.
I can roll, so that's fine.
Yeah, I can see you roll.
all right. Barco will come close to Barris and ask him to please hold for a minute and tell Arky to go take a look closer.
Okay, what is Arky looking for?
And somebody in the water, maybe the original wearer of this backpack.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
but anything really out of the ordinary.
So why don't you see if Arky can roll a investigation check?
Not perception. All right.
Or perception. Whichever one you want to roll. It's familiar, so I think you can use your scores if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Nope. Uh,
You use.
it is the stats of the owl.
Okay, well, the owl has got stats already. So, I don't know if you can go into a character sheet and do it, but I can do it. So, there you go.
That's a nice roll.
So
That's
this +3, and it gets advantage because he's doing a using perception, relying on sight to search for things.
Okay, so the 16 was the better roll. So, Arky does a little tour around and a investigation, perception, and no bodies on top. But what is interesting is that he can actually see through the waterfall. There appears to be a cave of sorts behind.
I communicate that information to the party.
Okay.
So, do we want to get closer and see?
Is it completely covered by the waterfall? Do we have to go through the waterfall, or would it be possible to go around it?
You would have to go through the waterfall.
I mean, what are the risks that this is a breeding ground for those creatures we saw earlier when going down the river?
Right,
I mean, there's no reason to poke our heads into a hornet's nest now, is there?
if you scroll down on the map, you will see the waterfall cave behind.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
Well, Bargo will come close to the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Come through.
I'm going to move you down then, Vargo. In fact, I'm going to move everybody down.
Might be a good idea.
Alright. Happy?
Yeah, always.
As you're cautiously making your way further towards the waterfall, you notice that the sun slowly starts to set. The shadows are elongating and it's starting to grow slightly dimmer.
This might be also a good place to camp. Don't expect anyone to go inside here.
I suppose. We'll start slowly moving through the water.
Mm-hmm.
Annoyed that his clothes are wet again.
Okay. You slowly move. Anyone else moving closer?
I'll join them.
Okay. So, most of you then are standing near the white water where the waterfall is splashing in front of you.
I would say yes.
Alright. You get closer, you can hear the sound of the water. Nothing happens except you get more wet.
Bargo will make sure to put his spellbook right in the middle of all his belongings,
Mm-hmm.
embrace it, and run for it.
Okay. Right. Covering your spellbook to save it from getting wet. Dip your head and wade through the water as it comes chest deep, neck deep. You make it under the waterfall, and and as you're moving forward, your legs bump into like a small little ledge, which turns into steps. You slowly climb them 4 big steps upwards, and passing gently through the waterfall, you find a small, cozy cave that looks ideal for safe camping. The cave itself is about 20 feet by 30 feet big. A stalagmite climbs high up towards the ceiling on the northern end of the cave. Leaning against it is the skeleton of a tabaxi and its rhinoceros mount. The rhinoceros still has a closed saddle around its ribcage and a closed barrel strapped to where its back would be. The long burned out remains of a campfire sits between the two of them.
Okay, looking around, anything suspicious? Anything menacing?
Roll a perception check for me.
Sure.
Do you have dark vision?
I don't. So I don't see, I guess.
So you're in.
But I would have lit my shield as soon as I walked through after.
So Vargo's in dim light, so he would roll with disadvantage. So Lunan, does that mean you're going to light your shield and you're going to join him?
Yeah, I'm following, as I said.
I follow as well.
Okay. So Valrus and Lunan follow through, and you do not notice anything strange, really. The corpses themselves have died and rotted and just been left here to die and are now skeletons. Their clothes hang off their bones. Some of the equipment is still on them. They look like this was their last... Well, they lived out their last couple of days in here and died.
No way of determining how.
Roll a medicine check.
Alright.
I'm invisible. I don't know why.
Close to a 20.
Valrus, you inspect the 2 skeletons, and you honestly, they look like they died of starvation. You can't tell. If they would have carried on eating, they might have lived.
I see.
That's sarcasm right there. Azaka's going to move in as well.
I'll make sure to eat some rations then.
Good. What about Dusted Cole and Yarlena?
Yeah, begrudgingly joins.
Yeah, she'll do the same.
Okay. You make your way into the cave, and you're greeted by the 2 skeletons as well. You do notice that the mount has a barrel, a closed barrel that's strapped to its back. The dead tabaxi still has his weapons strapped to him, a scimitar and a dagger. There is a small belt from shoulder to hip with a pouch on it as well.
Vargo will take a look at the pouch.
Okay. Moving over, you lean over, touch the pouch, give it a shake. It's a coin pouch. You flip it open, and inside you see copper and silver.
Alright, counting it, how much?
25 copper pieces and 10 silver pieces.
I will share with the party. So, how much did you say? Sorry?
25 copper pieces and 10 silver pieces.
So each one gets 2 silver pieces and 5 copper.
What a find.
Right, you all move into the cave. And after searching around, the only light in here is Lunan's shield now, as the light outside slowly disappears and night begins to fall. Azaka says, "Are we going to be making camp here?"
Do you think it's a bad idea?
Hey, I would say, you know, these two poor beings, they have not been disturbed. Perhaps it is safe.
Perhaps they're here for a reason.
Yes, this is most likely. And Azaka takes a look. Why doesn't that work? Oh, bear with me.
I'll let the familiar roll the 2.
That was my bad. Sorry. I'm trying to get into Azaka's character sheet. So, she starts looking on the ground and she's like, well, I do not see any tracks on the ground. It doesn't look like anyone but us have been in this cave for quite some time.
But who
If you're
decides to
sure.
just sit down? Who just decides to sit down and die like this? Like that's the sort of gestures to the corpse near the stalagmite.
If anyone else could figure out how they died, perhaps that would be of help.
While you're all doing that, I will be setting an alarm just in case something comes up. We will
I'm
know.
gonna do the same.
You were going to
I
do the
will-
same, were you?
Oh yeah, you just learned alarm, didn't you?
Yeah. I could always set one outside, actually.
Oh, how about you take the outside, I take the inside.
Yeah, I'll set one.
It's nice to to have help. Thank you, Yarlena.
For a moment, Dustin is gonna think of the last time he found a corpse like this, and then look up.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I found Sturgis in a cave like this.
You look up and you do not see anything above you except the cave ceiling.
Oh, thank God! So it's not Sturgis. Well, obviously, if they return here, that's a bummer. But
No slashes on the walls, anything that would resemble combat either.
Roll an investigation check for me. Ooh. You take a look at the cave, you take a look at the ground. It really does look like they were in here on their own. There is nothing to suggest that anyone came in and killed them. Whatever happened outside. There aren't any additional footprints, there's no slashes. Time has obviously been kind. It's restored anything on the ground. I mean, you know, your footprints coming in and out have covered up a lot of stuff, but around them, that doesn't seem like there's a sign of struggle or if anyone attacked them in here.
Unless this place has been cleared out, it looks like maybe they got wounded from the outside, came here to rest, and didn't make it.
maybe we should take a look at what the beast was carrying. I mean, there's all these barrels apparently. They must have come. There must have been something in here.
There is this one big barrel strapped to the beast's back. So as you make your way over, you can see it's still sealed. It's heavy and strapped to the saddle, which is also in very good condition. You manage to roll the barrel onto its bottom, tap the sides, peel off the wax around the top, and as you look in, the barrel is filled with, from what you have discovered in the ale houses, it's filled with a substance called tej, which is honeyed ale.
So
Yeah.
party tonight?
Wait, who brings alcohol up here?
Merchant, perhaps? Got taken off course. Who knows?
But going where? There was nothing on the corpses that indicated where they were going, right?
Correct.
Azaka, what do you think about this?
They look like traders, perhaps. You know, who knows? There might be some honey around here, like one of these natural hives where they've come to make the ale and bring it back to the city to make lots of money. I mean, looking at this Tej ale, it could probably be worth, you know, a good 100 gold pieces for this barrel.
Oh, if we get the blood, we could come back here and carry it with us.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame we are already carrying the canoe.
True. Let's mark it down on a map.
Mm-hmm.
We would also need to wax it up again,
Yeah.
since we've now opened it. Anyone familiar with brewing practices? I for sure aren't. I'm a connoisseur of brewery, not a brewer.
Any brewers in the party?
Can I take a small sip?
You can do, yeah. It tastes pretty good, actually.
Oh, it's nice. That's as much as I can say.
Definitely honeyed ale, premium quality. In fact, you'd probably venture it could fetch more than 100 gold for the barrel.
Lifting it a bit, how much does it weigh approximately?
Easily over 30 pounds.
Hmm.
It is a barrel of ale.
It would be an interesting gift to our featherly friends, though.
That's true.
Well, I certainly cannot carry myself.
As long as it's not poisonous, I say we drink it.
Oh.
At least some of it.
I feel okay so far.
Lunan, about this time you finish your ritual and looking around, you don't see anything magical at all.
Nice.
It seems like this place is as good as any to take a break. A camp.
Oh yes.
Oh,
And
I can carry it probably, but I need someone to take over the ration carrying them.
I'm trying to figure out how much I can carry.
15 times your strength, and then
I think it's if you click inventory, it says.
if you click weight carried, yeah, you can see.
Oh yeah. Actually, I could easily carry that.
Oh, the strong, manly tiefling here, like.
I just don't have anything. That's the real. Oh no, wait, I do have some stuff.
I just realized I have 12 pounds of coins. So heavy with all the coppers.
Mm.
Well, wait. Where do you see the weight of the coins? The coins specifically?
Weight carried, if you click, it says items and then coins. But when you start the whole thing, you can also set that you don't count the coins.
Yeah, you should have set that you don't count the coins.
Yeah, that's how I have it.
Yeah, you guys shouldn't be counting your coins.
I will go back and fix it.
Good. Yeah, there's no point.
It's credit card, you know. All right. I mean, with the alarm that Jerlena and I set up, I think we should probably be safe.
I'm gonna pop mine. Oh god, she's gonna pop hers here-ish. I think it's a 20-foot cube, just kind of where she is. She'll try and get close-ish to the waterfall, but she doesn't want to stay in deep water for too long.
Okay. No problem.
And it'll be and I'm trying to think if she'll be within 60 foot. I'll make it a mental one. Post the thingy. So then she just gets a ping. So yeah, she'll pop it. Yeah, I think that's all right.
Perfect. That looks good. Okay.
You did say 20-foot cube, right? Yeah, that's a 20-foot. Yeah.
Yeah. By the time you finish doing that and Vargo set up his, Zaka has set out your camp for the night. She's also built a fire, just in case everyone is interested.
Oh, sorry, what? A bolt of fire?
She's built a little campfire.
All right.
Yeah. And she starts getting out a couple of from foraging some food, so she starts prepping for dinner. Oh, good.
Actually, hindsight, was there any sign of fish in the pool outside?
Owlet, or the little owl. What did you call your owl again? Aki.
Arky, yeah.
Yeah. Not really. No, there wasn't. You didn't see any fish in the pool below.
So at some point, Vargo will probably go up to where Azaka is, and so yeah. Do you know what are you going to do now that you have your mask?
I am going to make sure that I keep it safe for my family. I am the last one left, you know. But this mask, while it is not that expensive, it is more for my heart to make it heal. But I also promised I would see you to Kirsebal, so I will be taking you to Kirsebal as your guide. In favor for this, and of course, I have not charged you for my services, eh?
I understand, and thank you very much for that.
I am thinking of you too. It is good to have people that you can trust. Yeah. You have been most kind to me, so I am making this meal for you, no problem. Anything else?
Nope.
Only that we make sure who put on the Ring of Fire.
Oh yeah, who's got the Ring of Fire resistance?
Didn't Vargo have it? Vargo kept it, right?
No. Dusted, I think. He pitched it for my
hand.
Yeah.
I didn't take the ring.
No, I thought Lena took the ring.
It's all right. With whoever wanted it can have it, but as long as we make sure that person attuned to it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, speaking of, Dustin has a lot of items that he found.
So, Jarlena, do you take the ring of fire resistance?
If nobody else wants it, she'll have it.
Unless I can turn my resistance to an immunity.
Do you have
Bargo
a
has.
limited
if no
wish?
one else wants it, she'll keep it.
Alright, so if you are going to wear the Ring of Fire Resistance, if you were wearing it, then you've attuned to it already for your rest last night. Let me now quickly go and check Dusted Coal at your character sheet to see if you've added that Warhammer. Yes, you have.
I did.
And you've attuned to it. Okay, good.
These 3 items were found on the corpse, and I should actually show them to people because I forgot all about them.
Wait.
And 15 gold.
Where did you pick this? You say?
In the room with the blood-sucking creatures. This was on the corpse. This was what he was trying to show you when he yelled too loudly and all the vampire bats came down.
I understand. I don't think we have take a look at this. And if you don't mind, Bargo will cast detect magic.
The Dusted won't stop him.
Okay. Bear with me while I go back to session 9.
Sorry.
Let's just make sure. I had it open previously as well. So. It was 15 gold pieces. It is a gold ring with a carnelian gem set into it. And 2 onyx figures. They're like black marble. Who represent Chwingas. As Azaka explained your previous night, then you rested on top. They are the little sprites. They are like halflings, but very small halflings that wear like masks made of leaves and wood. So they are the jungle spirits that help lost explorers and stuff. None of it is magical. However, the ring looks like it could fetch a good price, as do each of the little figures. They are very well made, so they look like they could be worth a fair amount of money.
I'm getting anxious. Is someone keeping track of all the shinies we got?
I'm hoping each of you are keeping track of anything that you find in pocket.
Yeah.
Everyone who says they take something, I assume, keeps track of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So I assume, Dusted, you've got it on your character sheet, seeing as you've written it down there.
We also found 4 agates in Firefinger, correct?
Correct, yes. They are 4 amberish red gems. Not as expensive as a ruby. But, you know, the agates look like they could fetch about the same price as maybe the Chwinga figurines.
Correct.
It's a pity we don't have an appraisal skill. What would we say would be...
Jewel crafted tools, but I don't think any of us has that either.
Yeah,
Nope.
no one's a jeweler, are they? Yeah.
I would make it probably intelligence or wisdom based. Probably intelligence based.
The problem is no one understands like the value of gems and jewels yet, do they? Someone could roll for it. It would be a very difficult appraisal guess if you don't have a skill in it.
Who's the smartest out of us?
Which one? Investigation?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
I can try.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Oh,
That was
wow.
almost 20.
That's actually a very good roll. So the gold and carnelian ring is worth about 50 to 60 gold pieces. The agates and each of the Chwinga figures are worth about 50 to 60 gold pieces as well. The emerald is worth about 150 gold pieces.
Nice.
The copper is worth, well, little. But you've got 1,500 copper pieces, so that's what, 15 gold? The Warhammer, the magical Warhammer, is probably one of the most expensive items, and the Ring of Fire Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So everything's around about 50 or 60 gold.
I'm considering if we should make some sort of party fund for these kind of valuable items until we can sell them.
I mean, I say that if anybody wants them, they just take them. If nobody wants them, then yeah, to the vault.
Because some of these items might be useful for spell components.
I was just about to say, I mean, I've seen you guys whip out pearls and whatnot when you cast spells. Does one of you need to whip out an emerald?
Not sure if I
Chromatic orb. Chromatic orb.
I didn't hear that cough.
I didn't hear it either, and I know joke.
The microphone makes it too difficult.
Chromatic orb.
Oh, does
Nope.
anyone? No.
Which needs, I think, 100 gold as well, which is a really powerful level 1 spell.
It's a diamond worth at least 50.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can swap out a spell and get it.
Too bad you don't have a diamond.
We have an emerald. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm sure Cholt has some in the marketplace.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe.
There's a whole jewelry district that you pass by. You know they do.
Well, that only leaves the 15 gold to. So 3 for every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all.
Okay. Right. So you make camp for the evening, dish out the gold, and take your watch. And during the night, Vargo, your alarm doesn't go off at all. And funnily enough, Yarlena, yours doesn't go off too. But as you're watching, I need you to roll a perception check for me, please.
All of us, or sorry?
Just Yarlena.
Oh boy. This is probably gonna go very badly. Oh, never mind.
Wow. Okay.
Lennox rolls us back, baby.
You're sitting there in your just after your trance, and it's well past midnight. It's coming closer to dawn when you hear the sounds like wading through the water.
Oh my god.
Your alarm where it's sitting doesn't go off. But but you make out the distinct sound of 3 separate
Oh dear, we have ogres.
as you hear them wading through some water, almost in the white water between the rocks and where your spell is.
I had a feeling it would be slightly off. She's gonna very quickly start. I don't know where everyone is, but she's gonna very quickly and very subtly try and move so they don't notice her.
Roll a stealth
To
check
like
for me, please.
try and wake up as many people as she can.
Roll a stealth check with advantage because of the crashing water masking your movement. Oh, okay. The 21's fine as well. She's like breaking out the big rolls now. Yeah, with some confidence, you're pretty certain that whatever it is beyond there can't hear you at all. So
Yeah, she'll wake up everybody if she can, but if she can't, she'll just try and wake up whoever is near to her.
Okay. You start rouse. Who are you going to rouse first?
Who's the closest to? I think Varus is probably the closest. So she'll get Varus, then Dusted.
Okay. So you shake Valrus a little bit, wake him up.
Yeah, she'll just put a finger to her lips to tell him to be quiet.
Yeah, well, since he was woken up from sleep, he assumes that it's something bad, and
Okay.
quietly moves perhaps into cover behind the pillar, looking outwards.
Then you move over to Dusted and you start to wake him up again. Can you roll another perception check for me, please? Cool. You manage to make out. You can hear them. The sounds getting softer, almost as if they seem to be moving on a little bit. As you slowly start to wake Dusted Cole and put your finger to your mouth to shh, kitty. You can sort of hear them moving away, and all of a sudden, just this cacophony of sound in your head goes off, as all of a sudden your alarm from your spell makes the sound and trips, which just confirms your perception that they seem to be moving further away from the waterfall, whatever they are.
She'll just shake her head and just say, "False alarm."
Okay.
She'll say the same to Varus, and she'll just go back to her watch.
All right.
Part of Dusted is like, is it already my time to take my shift? Like, really?
She'll look pretty dejected and just go sit against a rock.
Okay. So you move to where Valrus is, because that's really one of the only rocks in the room, except unless you're sitting against the wall.
She'll just sit facing outwards.
Okay, and you continue your watch as the creatures on the other side seem to disappear again. You don't hear from them again for the rest of the morning until everyone else begins to wake up. The sun slowly comes up, and you all slowly tend to rise and break camp. As you all wake up, you notice Yolena is sitting, staring intently at the waterfall, as the sounds from outside slowly start to drift closer towards you, and the jungle begins to come alive again. As you break camp, you decide to exit and continue your journey towards the Ruku outpost. Morning foraging finds you ripe plum fruits about the size of your fists that sustain you throughout the day. And with the afternoon, heavy rainfall, about 20 minutes of downpour, long enough to fill your water skins twice over. Finally, the rain clears and the beating sun causes the rain to form a huge rainbow off in the distance. As you stand admiring it, a thick mist slowly forms from the precipitation that seems to hang just below the jungle canopy. After 2 hours, the fog slowly lifts, and Lunan is the first to spot it. You can make out the top of a tent in the distance between some trees. You cautiously make your way closer to the small camp clearing. As you peer through some of the palms, you can see a large, torn tent dominates the center of the camp. On poles are 2 rain catchers full of water, and in front of the tent are the bodies of 3 halfling explorers lying awkwardly on the ground.
I'm looking around to scan the forest.
Christ, when did we last see a living creature in these places?
Awkwardly, like in a funny shape, or
Awkwardly at different angles, as some of the legs are bent backwards. The arms are twisted.
Like that, yeah.
There we go.
Any wildlife footsteps?
Any wildlife?
Assuming these 3 are
Tracks
Tracks,
of
yes.
wildlife, yeah.
Roll an investigation check for me, please. Yep, nothing around at all. You don't see any tracks.
Everything is fine.
I don't care.
I think if they are lying in this sort of like awkward position, Duster would find it distracting enough to investigate that. Is that medicine or investigation?
If you're investigating the bodies, it's going to be a
Bodies, I like the contortion, yeah.
medicine check.
Finally, a good roll for the day.
Oh, okay.
19.
You take a look through these bodies and you can see the grimaces on their faces, and you can see that it looks like they died in pain. Whatever befell them, it has forced their bodies to almost contract while they were still alive. The bones are broken at different angles. There are no scar wounds on them at all.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. So no outside perforation, just like it happened to themselves in a way.
Almost. What you do notice, though, is on each of the bodies is one big hole. There is a puncture wound on each of them. It is about the size of a thumbnail.
Who else did look at their own thumbnail when Stefan said that? Sorry, I was like just instinctively. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I mean they died of fright almost, but I mean some kind of weapon that causes fright. Does that sound vaguely familiar to you?
No, but there are creatures that does it.
Wait, those big plants we met earlier. Do you think they could have caused this?
You could roll a magic check if you want.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Is this place in the same direction as those things from last night?
Well, it wasn't such a good idea.
Is this place in the same direction as what things?
The things that Yalena heard in the night.
Ah.
Like the direction they went. Or that she thinks they went, I guess.
Vaguely, yes. But this doesn't look... You don't... I mean, you don't notice any tracks on the ground.
Okay.
Dusted, your nature check succeeds, and you remember that those plants you came across didn't have any... The only thing they did was grapple and strangle. They didn't have anything that pierced the skin.
I'm curious.
or left
but,
holes in the body.
How long ago did they die?
What I find more suspicious is the lack of tracks. It feels like maybe something floating.
floating, like. Do you think that they are more of those blood-sucking creatures? They may. I mean,
Flying, yeah, that makes sense.
but they didn't leave that big a hole in me, I believe. Dutch,
Maybe
Dustin
they
sort of
have
like checks his
maybe
neck.
they have a bigger cousin.
Could be.
Don't say those things. Don't say those things have bigger cousins. And Dustin just shivers. Like he lost 50% of his health to these creatures.
You gonna continue looking around at the bodies, or?
I mean, Dustin is not.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lunan. You're probably a better medic than I am.
Luna will also just do a quick pat down, seeing if they have anything of value on them.
Okay. Each of the little halflings, I mean, on them they don't look like they've got that much, but their packs and their bedding on the ground, there is what looks like an explorer's pack. So there's a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, torches, rations, a water skin, a blanket, etc. But each
Do we need extra rope?
A rope, yeah. And next to each of them, they've got like a small miniature barrel, probably about 3 pints big. For a halfling, that's quite a big barrel. But each of them seem to have been made out of wood. They're small iron cask mini barrels with a stopper in the top.
Pick one up, uncork, and
You pick it up.
out.
It's full. It's definitely heavier. You know it's not empty. You lift it and you can feel something in it moving. You grab the stopper and you look in. The stopper comes out with a pop. And as you lean in, your nose just catches this aromatic, sweet honey scent that comes out. And straight away you recognize this honey. It's the same smell from the cave where the Tej was.
So more beer.
It's not beer at all, actually. It is pure honey. And as you are busy looking at these barrels, I need everybody to roll initiative, please.
Hello, giant wasps.
All right.
When all of a sudden...
Yep, I'm back to ones, baby.
From the south, as soon as the cork gets unstoppered, 3 wasps, giant wasps, come buzzing from the trees straight towards you.
I am missing our friend Azaka here with us.
There she is.
There she is.
So, barbecuing.
Oh wow, look at that. Okay. Let's go wasp 1, wasp 2. Right, these wasps are about 6 feet. 5.5 feet, 6 feet big. They are giant wasps, and as you hear them come, there's the buzzing. As they start buzzing closer, you actually can see the stings on the back of their thoraxes are about 2 foot long, and the point, an inch in, is about the size of your thumbnail.
Oh, would you look at that?
Felris, you're up first. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah. Oh, they're over there. I will move there. And cast Mage Armor on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it with Quicken Spell, and then also cast Firebolt on the closest one.
Okay.
So the blue one, I suppose.
This one here?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter anyways.
Oh, that's confidence. Okay. Off you go then. Firebolt, you need to roll?
Yeah, I just rolled.
I was playing with the... Oh,
19.
wow. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Alright. It's 9 damage.
The firebolt flies out from your palm as you direct it towards the wasp, and it hits him square on the body. Bang! He takes a lot of damage and is bloodied straight away. And the angry wasp looks at you. Azaka's turn, and Azaka is going to move around, and she is going to stand in front of you and draw her scimitar and wait as she defends you. And she turns around and she says, "Beware of their stings! They have got a vicious bite!"
I nod to her and stand ready.
Alright, and then the damaged wasp in front over here is going to go straight for... Who opened the stopper with the honey?
Me.
Lunan. Where are you, Lunan? On the... Oh, there you are in the middle. So it's 35 feet to you. Alright. He's going to go straight for you to there. And he's going to attack you with his sting as he flies up. He gets a 17. Oof.
Yeah, that is. So I'm expecting sneak attack damage here.
No sneak attack damage, but you take 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with an 11 DC check. Ooh, nice one. Alright. You managed to avoid being poisoned by the wasp. Right, next up then is Lunan.
I think I will... Let me just double check that it works. Would you say they're all... It's a bit tricky. I'm considering the Bane. It says 30 feet. I'm not sure if they're all three within 30 feet of each other.
Is it
I don't think so.
30 feet from you?
It's from you.
Range/area, it says. It's a bit badly defined, I think.
Let's just double check. I'm going to go in your character sheet and send it to the game log.
Yeah, it's 30 feet from you. Correct.
Okay. Then I assume they are out of range.
Yeah, only the one in front of you is within 30. The other two are 40 and 45 away.
The one in front of me, is it the one that got damaged?
Yeah.
And I'm just going for Toll the Dead. Wisdom 15 save.
Okay. And he rolls a 4.
So it will take a d12 damage.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Oh, so your wisdom is already at 20. Congrats.
Yeah.
I boosted.
Alright, and with that Toll of the Dead, the wasp dies instantly.
Nice.
Anything else? Are you going to move, or is that your
Yeah,
turn?
I'm moving out of range from them, but I can't really see the map, so I'm trying to stand behind some of the others.
So, moving out of range, you would need to move 15 behind Vargo.
Sounds good.
Okay. Next up then is Vargo.
Hey, Lunan. Vargo will just, with his action, firebolt the one closest.
Okay, the one closest to you is 55 feet away from you.
And fell, I think.
And yes, you just miss. Any movement?
It's alright. No, I'm okay where I am, and Arky goes away.
Okay, so you hide Arky. Then that means next up is Yelena, and followed by Dusted Coal soon.
Voting to not get closer to these horrible hornet wasp things. She's gonna use a ray of frost. The closest one. I'm just double checking the range. 60 foot. That should be fine, I think.
Yep, 60 foot is good. He's 55 away from you.
Yeah, she'll use it on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. That worked. Never mind.
Oh, that misses, unfortunately. Would you like to move closer?
No, I don't want to move closer.
Okay, then.
She's gonna move further away.
Okay.
She'll move up here near Varus.
Okay. Dusted Coal, then. It's your turn. You're 55 feet away from the wasp.
Yeah, and I was surprised while walking through the jungle, so I have my longbow. So I'll take a shot with that on the closest one.
Okay. So he's 55. I think that's still within normal range.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because I'm a lousy shot. We are definitely gonna bonus action, not bonus action, but action search this and fire one more time. That's a little better. 19.
That definitely hits. Pulling out the arrow the second time, you take aim and let the arrow fly as it whizzes through the air, and the wasp moves directly into its path. It hits for how much damage?
Oh, sorry, I was adjusting my arrows. Sorry. For 9 damage.
Wow, that's good. It's definitely bloodied. All right, is that your turn, or do you want to move?
Let me see. Is there a way I can stand next to you two gentlemen and still protect you? Yeah. Gonna move here, and then I'm gonna no. Oh shit! I cannot both sheath my longbow and equip my weapon on my rapier or my hammer.
You could drop your longbow and draw a weapon.
Yeah, that's my I'm gonna drop the longbow and get the hammer out.
Okay, then just make sure you remember to pick the longbow up.
Yeah.
Alright, then if that's your turn, it is 2 wasps, and they are going to fly in. And they are going to attack the nearest ones. So the first one flies in and goes for Azaka, and gets a 12. And that actually just hits her. She's got a 12 AC. So it rolls 8 piercing damage. She doesn't seem to worry about the damage at all. However, she needs to make a saving throw against the poison, and she manages to pass. The second wasp flies in and attacks her, oof, and hits her as well. 8 piercing damage. And with that, Azaka makes a Constitution saving throw. Oh, and she fails. Okay.
No, Azaka.
3d6 of pain.
Unfortunately, I only get 5 poison damage on that. But with that damage, Azaka almost seems to slow down as she drops to one knee. And then it's Valrus's turn.
I tell Azaka that I appreciate the protection and shift over there and yet again use Burning Hands on both of them.
Okay.
I don't know how to turn these.
There you go, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that'll hit them both.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, and that means I get a... It's a Dex
Dex. 14.
saving throw. So, the first one gets a 20.
Saves.
And the second one behind him gets a 4. That's a fail. Alright, roll your damage.
I did. It was 10.
Oh, okay. So the one in the front takes 10 points of damage. And the one in the back... the one in the front takes 5 points of damage because he saved. The one in the back takes 10 points of damage. And it drops down dead as he gets burnt to a cinder. A little crispy, waspy treat. Alright, that's your turn? Do you want to do anything else?
No.
As you glance over, Azaka appears to have stopped moving. And that's her turn. That one's dead, so it is Lunan up next. Lunan, there is one wasp left, and it is 35 feet away from you.
I will just throw firebolt.
Okay. Roll to hit for me if you would. Good, sir. Oh, a 17 is great. Yeah, that hits. Roll your damage. This one is definitely bloodied, by the way.
Burn!
6 points. Oh, so close. It's still standing, though. It's taken 11. It wasn't bloodied, sorry. Now it's bloodied. My bad. Is that your turn?
None of them were... Did Osaka look extremely down or just some weird effect?
Make a perception check for me. Oh, she's down. Make a medicine check for me as well.
No matter what, I will move my full 35 towards her, if you could.
Okay. You actually get to move right up next to her if you want. I'll put you there.
I think I will stay up here, actually. Then the Wasp can't get to me without leaving attack range.
Okay, no problem. You notice that Azaka is actually paralyzed.
Ah. Okay.
Next up is Vargo.
I will cast Toll the Dead for the one that is still standing.
Okay.
So wisdom save for DC 14.
Oh, and I rolled a 6.
Then you eat that much.
Whoa, okay.
Good lad.
And with that, boom, the bells ring out and the wasp dies and drops. All 3 of the wasps are dead. Glancing around, you don't see anything else. And that is the end of the combat.
Lunan runs up and tries to get her out of the state she's in.
So, upon going over to her and touching her and saying she's definitely paralyzed, she's been poisoned, and paralyzed. Let's just roll a couple of d20s because she gets a roll after every 1 round, 2 round, 3. It takes her 4 rounds before she actually overcomes the poison.
Or 2 rounds if I give her a techie root, which gives her advantage saving throws against the effects of poisonous or toxic substances for 8 hours.
This is true. How are you going to feed her the techie root?
That's really difficult because she has to use an action to eat it.
Unless you stick your fingers into her mouth and shove it down her gullet, but who knows?
I don't think that would be a good idea either, but yeah.
I'm gonna chew it up first and then...
Yeah, then feed it to her.
Like a bird?
Yeah. Right. I mean, all in all, 36 seconds later, you see movement in her fingers and you see life coming back into her. Oh, wow. That was a one frightening thing. Oh, thank you so much. Whew.
I'm gonna give her a techie root anyway, just
Okay.
in case.
Cool. And with that, there is nothing else in the camp except for the 3 half barrels of honey. I would say we call it a night at the end of the session. After another round of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
I'll just remember to pick my longbow up before we forget it.
Good job. Okay, you walk over and collect your longbow. Well done. Okay. It is slowly coming to evening. So we will pick up our next session in 2 weeks' time. From here. And everyone's good for 2 weeks, are they?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, you guys got off the top of Firefinger. You all leveled up. You managed to make your way halfway through to the Roku outpost. Azaka does mention, based on the distance, you should get there by tomorrow afternoon, and then suggests that you make camp here for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And we will pick it up from there when we meet again. Friday morning, I think it is. The next episode will air on YouTube, so if anyone is interested in watching that, make sure you get involved.
On that note, I had to turn off one of the chapters because I could see your map.
Yes.
Your whole map of the island, and didn't want it to spoil myself, so just letting you know that.
No, I realised that as well, which is why I've had to now set up the stream when the owl is playing.